we have completed the Azure Active Directory registration. And this means that WPO365 can connect to Microsoft Graph and get the authorization to send email as a user, because that is the delegated permission that we configured for mail to send. So next up is the mail account configuration. And what we will need to do here is that we need to specify a user account, and the user's email address will always be used by WPO365 to submit email messages to Microsoft Graph. And by default, it will therefore always be this email address that will be the email address from which the email messages from your WordPress website will be sent. You must choose the email address that you enter here very carefully. For example, currently Microsoft Graph does not allow us to use an alias address here. What if you want to send email from a shared mailbox, or maybe from a different account? And maybe not always, but sometimes. Maybe you have configured a contact form and you want emails that are generated by the contact form software. For instance, I have here an example of contact form 7, and I have a shared mailbox here, and I want all of the emails here to be sent from sales@wpo365.com. But this is a shared mailbox. So can I enter this shared mailbox immediately here in my configuration as the default from? No, you can't. What you can do, however, is to configure here an email address that belongs to a user account and make this user a member of that shared mailbox. And then you can do it, but this is a premium add-on function. So the free version does not support it. Here, if you say I want to allow forms, for instance contact form 7, to override this from address, this default from, and with overriding is actually meant like the from address is still used to submit, but to the end user that will receive the email, it will appear as if this email is actually sent from a different address. That's a premium function. You can click for details, and you can see which of our add-ons, bundles will support this. So for example, I can click the mail link here, and it will take me to the WPO365 website, and here you can see the premium functions that would be supported by this add-on. Enough said, and let's continue with the authorization of a user account that WPO365 can use to start sending WordPress emails. And to do that, I will need to enter an email address that belongs to that user. And as soon as I've entered a valid email address, again, this pop-up noticed that we've changed the configuration, and it asks, shall I check the status or shall I start with the authorization?